Hey folks, Justin here, and today we're hopping onto the ladder with Illusory Dagoths, which is a pretty fun deck where you get to, if you get lucky, play turn 6 mini Dagoth Urs thanks to Illusory Mimic. And it's one of my favorite cards, just because of how hilariously powerful it can be. It's a card that has an interesting history in Legends, in that it was part of the Madhouse collection, the very first expansion we got, and it was used in a couple decks back then. Some pretty popular ones. Alright, Burns My Butter is our first foe of the day. I think I'm going to throw this back. There's quite a bit of 2-drop action in the deck, so hopefully we can find some of that. And of course having a Hand of Dagoth on 4 is going to be pretty great as well. So let's rock and roll. See if we can't smork down. See if we can't burn this guy's butter a little bit more. Sarathi's Scion works for me. I mean, if this eats like a negation, like that's great for us. If it eats an execute, that's great for us because Daggerfall Mage then survives. Cool. So we will get a rally. And, yeah. I think I'm just going to play the Cut Purse. Then I'll drop the Mage, and then I'll drop the Hand of Dagoth itself. Okay, so this is not going to trade the way they probably want it to, which is good news. Drop that down. So we've seen 2 creatures come out from our opponent so far, so we don't know exactly what they're doing, because these would be in a mid-range deck or in a control deck. Huh. So my opponent is a beatdown deck, apparently. I'm just going to play the Hand of Dagoth. Make them make the trade. See if they break that rune. You can play for the board with this deck. It is like 25% charge creatures. Alright. Reverberating Strike. Sure. And they continue to smork. Alright. Let's gain that life back. And let's do this. I don't think Ice Storm is in my opponent's deck. If it is, obviously this is just horrible for me, but I mean, breaking that rune like that says no Ice Storm to me. Emperor's Blade into Tome, and do they have a Firebolt? No. Okay, sweet. So we're going to draw a bunch of cards and do some cool stuff here. I could play my Moose. I think I'm going to do that. Just get way ahead here. Ice Storm's still pretty good for my opponent, but I like what's happening here. And looks like my opponent does not butter burn. What? We'll be right back for another one, guys. Alright, we're doing a second game with Illusory Dagoths. This is, yeah, this is a fun one. We just smashed around, looked like a Tribunal aggro deck for the way they were playing, but it ended up being, I think, a Tribunal mid-range deck. Nico TV is our next opponent, and they are on Archer. Now, Archer is oftentimes a tough foe. I'm going to throw out the Tel'Vos Magister. Cool. Now, these small creatures obviously are horrible against pings, against Fighters Guild recruits, but I just, it's got a keyword. That's why it's in the deck, and it's actually worked out pretty well. I think it's been more effective than I would have anticipated it would be. Okay. think I just completely ignore that. Alright, I want to get this going sooner rather than later. And Srethi Scion is just weak to Archer's Gambit, which is the kind of thing that could happen to me on turn 2.
You can trust me.
Mournhold Trader. Alright. Well, my hand is not ideal. I'm going to play Srethi Scion so that I can potentially trade with this. But yeah, my opponent is an aggro deck of some kind. So let's do this. Yep.
We must remain steadfast.
Withered Hand Cultist.
My family has endured.
Okay.
Deserves another.
Yeah, I think getting the Aldrune Armsmaster down sooner rather than later is pretty good. Got a couple rallied charge creatures. In fact, everything in my hand has charge, which is nice. And I'll get another rally, it looks like. There's another Mournhold Trader, which I can swing into. And if I rally onto this, actually, I trade into that. So we got Dagoths, which, I mean, I like. But you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm just going to do this. We're running Moose, so, you know, we protect our life total here. And things should be pretty good. I don't have a lot of great plays. I've a lot of power in my hand. That's a 2/3 Goblin Skulk. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm doing that. You shall not pass. Obviously, Evermore Steward is here for the synergy with Illusory Mimic, but it's turned out to also be hilariously good sometimes. And now we can Rampaging Minotaur into that. Sure. So what is my opponent doing? Okay. Alright, this is good too. They are, because of the breakthrough on here, going to get my first rune, which is unfortunate. But I'm gonna lane change it. Afflicted a lit. Okay, so they were getting that rune either way. Rapid Shot and another Wood Orc Headhunter. Well, they can trade with both my guys. They're not going to. Alright, so I'm gonna swing into this. Kill that. Now we have the board, and we have some pretty great stuff coming up. Alright, that's some good value. Some good value, and I also can't deal with it because we're just hanging out in the Shadowland this whole game.
We must remain steadfast.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, swing.
And now for a practical demonstration.
Swing. Prophecy. So, something we could hit with the Stormcloak Vanguard would be nice.
I am ready to join the circle.
Cool.
The Nords must take back Skyrim.
And then we go 7/7 Tazcad. They can trade both these guys into my Scorpion if they want. Pack Leader. Still just going face. Alright.
The Nords must take back Skyrim.
Sure. Alright, so...
Here's how it's done. Here's how it's done.
And Dagoths continues to grow. 10-10, turns out amazing. Stormcloak Battalion.
Enjoy the next life, fool.
I am ready to join the circle.
Alright. So we're going to trade into that. I'm going to rapid shot this. And we can play...
Here's how it's done.
Well, first we're going face for whole bunch.
Here's how it's done.
Let's just drop these down. Swing the Nord Firebrand in. Moose, the most recent addition to the deck, has been pretty good. There we go. All right, 2 in a row. We'll be right back for another. All right, we are here for a third game with Illusory Dagoths. Last 2 games have gone pretty well. Just kind of did some beatdown, a little bit of board control when appropriate. Using charged creatures as removal is pretty satisfying to do sometimes. Now we're playing against Captain Toll on Telvanni. Now, one of the things you have that's good for you in the Telvanni matchup is those charged creatures, because you can push quite a bit of damage. But Telvanni does have the best control package in the game right now, so this is going to be a tough one. Let's see if we can bring it home. Srathi Scion on 1 and start our rally game. Moose a little bit weaker than it would ordinarily be because of the presence of Viper. I think that Telvanni runs 9 copies of Viper, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so let's do this. Let's make this happen. Alright, Srathi Scion. Okay, we got double Moose. So, preserving our life total actually is going to be a pretty huge priority here. My cats are chasing each other. The conscription decks have, of course, a million 2-drops, and so are going to be able to contest this. What they contest it with is going to be relevant, obviously. Okay, Sorcerer's Negation. So not a creature, which is kind of interesting. Really didn't want us to get that rally. Okay, we can Green Pact, and next turn, Aldaroon Armsmaster. Like, let's say they play a Daggerfall Mage. We'll try to take it out like that. Giant Bat. Sure. Alright, let's Aldaroon Armsmaster face. Actually, let's get a Daring Cutburst down. They haven't shown an ability to deal with our creatures. Like, what I mean by that is there was no Black Hand or something like that. Scouts Report. So this might be Nixox.
Now for a practical demonstration.
Next turn, Evermore and hopefully another card, and then we can start moosing. But Nixox is going to be tough. I mean, like, we're going to win or lose based on their ability to draw their stuff. There's the Black Hand Messenger that we didn't think they had earlier. And our opponent is ahead of us on life. Okay. So we can start the Moose train next turn, which is a good step. See if they have another negation. It seems like they almost certainly have Vipers. Okay.
You dare to my family has endured enough.
Alright. If I draw a Firebrand, I was thinking about playing it, but opponent's still at 34. Not where we want him to be. There's the Viper. And we'll play another Moose. Now if we draw a Scion, I might play it. Okay. So we are amassing riches. Let's see if we can leverage those into a win. Sure. So, there's our Viper.
What have they been keeping safe?
I like this. Just get some stuff going. Trying to get on the board. Mummify. So our opponent is packing a lot of control stuff.
Feel the power within you.
So this getting lethal and drained would be great, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Alright.
This one takes what it wants.
I'm going to play that. And then I'm just going to start sending charge creatures face. We got a lot of work to do. Second Ice Storm, be great. They could be a conscription deck still too. I mean, like, who's to say? Red Brahmin. We just need to keep chipping away. See what we find here.
What have we here?
Now, I kind of like my board right now. So I'm not going to push a whole bunch of damage right now. I don't want to just get blown out by another Ice Storm, so we'll wait for the Ice Storm.
They call me the
Yeah.
Bandit King. Feel the power within you.
Okay.
You must be cleansed.
Sure. Alright. Hunting down to one card. I am going to Viper this. Swing into this. Push face damage.
This one takes what he wants.
Hit a Prophecy. I am worried about Hollow Death Priest. This seems like the kind of list that would like to run a Hollow Death Priest. Fast turn. And obviously Hollow Death Priesting my Tazcat would be pretty bad for me. Let's see what kind of stuff my opponent has left. A lot of control elements for early game stuff. But I'm feeling good.
I will keep Sotha-Sil's people
Galen.
alive.
Alright, what do you got? Is it Harpies? Altar. This should pull just Ungolem, right? Yeah. Which is going to reduce the chances of you hitting whatever prophecy card this is. Oh, you shuffled in more Ungolems. Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty good here. But you're down to no cards. And we drew an Illusory Mimic. So I think Mimic Rampaging Minotaur is best. Into a Prophecy. Okay. We are starving Captain Toll of resources, though. Sure. And I'm going to take that out for, both so I don't break a rune and so that I get, alterable creatures off the board. So we have a charge and a guard on top of our deck. It's, Candlehearth Brawler. Yeah. We can play both these. We have lethal. There you go. Alright, that was pretty good. Plowed through the Tilvani control package. Despite like looking pretty stranded in the early game, the addition of Moose has really done a lot for this deck. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all on the ladder. Bye-bye.